Hello everybody, welcome back to the Abingdon Co channel. My name is Abingdon and you are in my repair room, so you probably know what's going to happen in this video. I run a watch company. We're a micro brand located in Las Vegas, Nevada, and right in downtown in the Arts District. And I always like to get into my customers' watches because it's very important for me as a product developer and as a watch designer to make a reliable product for my customers. So if you have not been to this channel before, and you like what you see, go ahead and give me a like for the video. I'm going to go through some watch repair with you, and I'm going to show you how you can also get into watches and be kind of like a little watch repairer. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to get into 3 different watches that have come through our repair house. I'm going to open them up. I have no idea what we're going to get into and what we're going to find. So you are going to discover along with me what some of the issues are that we may have coming through our doors. And then hopefully what I can do as I see these issues, because I don't do this all the time, but I do it frequently enough to know what the common issues are. And then from there, I can make changes. So, and I have definitely changed certain things on some of our styles based off of what I see coming through our repair room. So this is a really good exercise for me to just help make a better product. And then it also helps you because it's going to show you a little bit about how to do some watch repair. So let's jump into it. First things first, let's go over some of the gear, tools, and equipment that I use. In a previous video, somebody did ask me if I have a repair kit that I picked up somewhere. I don't. I've kind of just built this one over the years, taken recommendations from our watch repairers, and just kind of found what works best for me. So the first thing that I use are these little like finger condoms, and you don't want any risk of having fibers of fabric getting into the watch. So I've got pointy pliers, I've got 2 different pairs. I don't know, I just always have had 2 different pairs. There's no difference between the 2 of them. Case back remover for when we do battery changes, a link remover in case I do need to take links out. Some people call this like a link remover as well. It's got the forked end on one side and then just this standard point on the other end. And I just happen to use this tool for just a lot of different things. So that's there. Wooden pliers are a new tool in my tool belt, and I do like those, and then a horsehair brush for cleaning. It's better to use a horsehair brush than like a toothbrush with plastic bristles because you won't scratch the watch that way. And then of course I have batteries. My main 2 batteries are 371s and 377s. You'll see those a little bit closer, and I always keep Ziploc baggy sheets cut up into squares like this, and that's for when I take case backs off. I can protect the case back in case the tool slips. Those are the tools I use. Okay, let's get into the first watch. So, oh my gosh, look how festive this is. I love it. All right, let's take a look here. Hopefully they included a note. Otherwise, it's going to be really hard to not only tell who this is from, but also what am I going to be looking for. Oh my gosh. Do you see this? Look at this. This is insane. All of the hour markings have come off. I have only ever seen this one time in 15 years, and I think the watch had been in like a car accident. But I'm looking here, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hour markings are off and floating around. It looks like confetti inside. Oh. Hold on a second. I am seeing a major dent. This sucker was dropped. So that's what I was going to talk about, is when you have a watch where hour markings and different things come off like this, it usually means some trauma went to the watch. And I'm just going to kind of rotate it around so you can see how the hour markings are just floating around in there. That's insane, isn't it? We have a 30-day no questions asked policy. So what that means is no matter what happens to the watch, if it is not 100% in 30 days, then what we're going to do is we're going to replace the watch, no problem. The thing about our watches though, and this is with any of our Abingdon company line, is we build watches really tough for really tough customers. So even though they were a little bit tougher than maybe the average watch wearer, we're still going to replace the watch for free. We'll get this fixed. We'll put a new case on it. We'll take the dial out. We'll put a new dial in it, and we will use this watch for parts. All right, numero dos. Let's see what we got. Ooh, we have an Elise. Lovely. All right, problem details. The rectangle that is around the date marker on the face has become loose and falls around under the glass. Also, the band does not stay clasped well. I can do the band. I can't do the date frame. So that will be for our watch repairers. So let's take a look and find out where that date frame is. The first thing you want to do if ever you have a date frame pop out is you really do want to pull that crown out 2 clicks. And the reason you want to do that is so that you do not wrap the hands through the date frame. The date frame is a tiny little square. If it's loose and around and it wraps around those hands and it gets right into the center around the pivot point where all those hands are, then you could do some really, really bad damage to your watch. So pull that crown out before you ship it in. So we always clean watch, change a battery first, see if there are any other issues with the watch. I love it when watches come in and they are just filthy because it means that person was really wearing it hard. I like that. Now, let's take the case back off. This is a case holder. I just like using the tools every now and then so that I can remember how to use them and make sure I'm using them properly, because if I ever get in a position where I do need to use the tool, then I can rely on the fact that I do have my skills. So movement looks great. I don't see any rust. I don't see any damage. I do see that the battery has a date on it of 10/20. We're in 2022. Batteries typically last 2 to 3 years. So this is nice because we'll go ahead and change that battery. I don't see the date frame yet. So I am guessing when I remove this plastic movement holder right here that we'll find the date frame. And this is where pointy pliers kind of come in handy. And they have these little holes on the side of a movement holder, which are really handy to lift the movement holder out. Just be very careful because in some movements, the coil is on the side of the movement and you don't want to accidentally puncture the coil with your tweezers. So that is out and I found it. So I don't know if you can see this. This is going to be kind of hard to see, but right where it's this one, that gear is, you're going to see a hole in the dial. This is a pearl dial and it's on a brass backing. So you can see the dial there, the back of the dial, you can see the brass, and that date box is just inside. So let's see if we can get this out. I am twisting one of the crowns to try and bring it out onto the teeth, and it's just not coming out. So that is okay because I can very confidently say that we are beyond my level of intelligence for this repair. And that's great because that's why I have wonderful watch repairers that can do this. But this is actually a really interesting repair because I see this a lot. I see it a lot where the date frame will come detached. And I'm not a fan of that because I don't want watches coming in for this repair. So what I did was I changed the Elise to have a date frame ring painted on the dial, as opposed to a metal ring put onto the dial. And that means a groove cut into the dial for a date frame to sit in. So movement holder is back on. I'm gonna close this, but I'm gonna close it lightly. I'm only gonna hand tighten it, because this is going to go to our watch repair. Last but not least, number 3. No way. Wow. Okay. This is insane, guys. Oh my gosh. Again. Do you see that? Look at how many there are. They're just floating around. I don't ever see things like this. And I've just seen 2 in a row, and they are literally like down at the bottom like confetti. Now, this is interesting because this is titanium, and titanium is significantly stronger than steel. So to see a dent on this watch is, that means it really got dropped from a high place, or it got hit, banged. Somebody may have just like boom and just bashed the crap out of it. Right along there, it's got a solid dent that's probably about, if I were to guess, I would say maybe 4 or 5 millimeters wide. So 4 or 5 millimeters wide, and in titanium, that is hard to do. Do not be like concerned that a watch manufacturer is not going to be able to fix your watch because you dropped it. They'll still be able to fix it. It might just be a little bit more costly, and maybe it would fall out of warranty, but you're still going to be okay. So just kind of know that. But yeah, this is crazy. Wow, I feel totally useless today. I did not get a chance to repair any watches. I have never seen 3 watches at one time completely randomly come through our repair room where our markings and everything like that was just off the dial and just floating around. That was pretty intense. I'm glad I get to see those types of things, because if I see it as a recurring problem, then I'm gonna have to make some changes. 15 years, thousands of watches that have been shipped worldwide, and this is this is like the 3rd watch I've ever seen, the 2nd and 3rd watch I've ever seen that's had this issue. So please, if you did learn something from this video, go ahead and give it a like. That is super awesome, because it means that I'm making good content for you. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and definitely subscribe if you like videos on watch repairs, on watches in general. We also go on adventures with our crew members, and who we call our customers are our crew members. So if you are a crew member, love you, and I'm glad you're in the crew. If you're considering an Abingdon watch, then let me be the first to welcome you to the crew when you decide to buy one. Thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed this, and I will see you guys on the next video.